Welcome to AFSPTV, a division of Live from the Laundry Room. We have left the laundry room. We are out and about. My name is Jesse Turner. I'm over at Parsons headquarters of the Ayers Foundation. And with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mary Lauren.
Hi, Jesse. I'm not at headquarters today. I'm actually traveling. I'm in East Tennessee.
That's a far cry from where we're at in Parsons, but tell us about our special guest we've got today, because we've got some, if you haven't been keeping up with us lately, we've got some big news. We've got some big developments, and here to talk with us today, Mary Lauren, let us know who we've got with us.
So today we're going to have a very special guest. She is one of our newer employees, and her name is Miss Lorisa Williams, and she is our Director of Operations. And so, Lorisa, why don't you give us a little background and introduce yourself and tell us what's going on in the foundation?
Hello, everyone. Like they said, my name's Lorisa Williams, and I am the Ayers Foundation Director of Operations. I have actually been with the organization since last July. Time is flying. I came to the Ayers Foundation with a very focused sort of rationale for why they brought me here was to really facilitate and support with the expansion of the mission to not only the original schools, but to many more schools across the state of Tennessee who needed their services. So I'm thrilled to be here. Very tickled to be part of such a phenomenal group and mission, and it's going well so far.
Fantastic. And why don't you step us through how this even started? You don't have to go long, but if you let us know why expand? Whose idea was this to expand? And I won't make you name all the schools, although that will be a fun game to play later. I know we can all name all the schools, but it's a really fun way to figure out how much you're paying attention. But yeah, why don't you give us a little background of where this expansion started off?
I would love to, Jesse. I think this is a great example of going from good to great or great to excellence. I think it's no secret to anyone who is familiar with the Ayers Foundation that they do amazing and excellent work. But most important, the Ayers Foundation is changing lives of young people across the state of Tennessee and even beyond. We got a couple of schools in Missouri. But what happened is all about outcomes and impact. The more it became known, the great work and success stories of the Ayers Foundation and impact they're having on young students and their post-secondary success. Of course, everybody wants it to grow. And who can argue with the fact that what the Ayers Foundation has been able to do in their original schools should be something that's deserved of every child? Really, not only in Tennessee, but every child, period. So the Ayers Foundation was approached by Governor Lee after they wanted to expand for many, many years, because everybody wants to do the right thing and everybody wants to take this great program to those in need, who said, let us partner with you and just start putting one foot in front of the other and one school at a time and start looking at the at-risk and distressed counties that have some of the lower college going rates and see if we can replicate your model with the same success and impact even more students and more lives. And that's exactly what we've been working on since last July. We opened it up to anybody that wanted to raise their hand and say, we want you to come to our school. And we started meeting with different schools that voiced an interest, and we narrowed it down to the schools that were chosen. And I'm glad you're not asking me to quote every school, because there are a lot. And we have been working fast and furiously since we chose those schools to hire the best talent, and the counselors get in those schools, start meeting with students and getting the job done. So we are looking forward to the first graduating class of these expanded schools and seeing the difference that was made and taking it to the next level, see what happens next.
I think it's really key what you said there. It's important to point out these were not forcibly given the Ayers Foundation. We didn't go anywhere that we weren't welcomed. We didn't go anywhere I don't know. It was just really cool to see the process of the applications to ask schools to say, you know, are you interested in this, and to see their enthusiasm of wanting us in their schools, because that partnership is key. You know, we've all worked in this long enough to know that, you know, if the partnership's not there, that the students, you know, ultimately don't get the outcomes that you wish for them. So it was really cool to see that collaboration start last summer and move on. I do think, though, a fun game we could play real quick is to name those schools. And if everybody wants to unmute, we'll just kind of go through and see how many we can name. Everybody's smiling because I know this will be fun. Don't ask me the number of how many schools we're in, but I think we can do it. Starting in West Tennessee, I know that we're in Benton County. I know that we're in Haywood County. And I know that we're in Hardin County. Moving to Middle Tennessee, Mary Lauren, can you name any middle? Go ahead, Mary Lauren. Name us some middle.
We've got Collinwood, Wayne County High School, Frank Hughes School, Lewis County, and that's all.
And then moving to East Tennessee, which is where you guys are hanging out right now. Name us some East Tennessee schools.
Yeah, Claiborne County, Cumberland Gap, and Union County High School.
I count 10, if that sounds correct to everybody else.
I think there's 11.
That's what I thought too. Where are we missing?
Okay,
You have 2 schools in Benton County.
No, we have 2 schools in Claiborne.
But we counted Claiborne and Cumberland Gap.
Oh, we counted those. Okay. So that's where we're at. We've expanded to those schools. It's been a fantastic journey as we all move into some new roles for some of us. I'm actually the director of IT operations now. Mary Lauren, you're not in a student-facing role either anymore, are you?
I'm a little bit everything at this point in my life. I am Middle Tennessee coordinator, and I'm also interim East Tennessee coordinator while our East Tennessee coordinator is on maternity leave. So,
which explains the East Tennessee visit now. That makes sense.
I think you bring up a great point, Jesse, that it's really critical when you expand as quickly as the Ayers Foundation did. In addition to just getting her done and reaching out and moving into the schools, you have to expand your infrastructure so that all your new hires are supported and that you maintain your quality of excellence and don't dilute what worked before, and build in those checks and balances. So that has been a parallel journey along with hiring and going into the schools, is building an infrastructure that maintains our model in the way that we want. So everybody's sort of in a leader role in a lot of ways, because even if you've not changed position, we have a lot of mentoring and coaching and such a team mind and mentality of everybody chipping in of what have we forgotten, what do we need to do next, that it's really amazing to watch. But everybody is playing a critical role right now during this expansion effort, for sure.
I am excited that you came on the team. And so I kind of want to hear what your background is, because the foundation was not part of your expertise at the time. So why don't you tell us where you came from, your background, and maybe what made you make the decision to legitimately turn your entire career into what it is now?
Well, now I am juiced that you asked me that, because I think even for the students that may be listening, it's a great story of sort of how you never know where your career journey is where you're going to end up. And it's a true lesson about transferable skills, if you will, because I'm a nurse and I've been a nurse for 40 years. And I've spent my first 27 years of nursing was at East Tennessee Children's Hospital in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I left there 10 years ago and went to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, where I actually served as the vice president of nursing and hospital operations for a hospital that had 11,000 employees. So it was a really, really big job. And I led it through COVID, and I was just about to retire when my best friend and college roommate, Janet Ayers, had been talking about the need to expand the foundation and the desire really to expand the foundation. And then when Governor Lee came on board and we realized that she needed to expand the foundation in a very rapid fashion and needed a little more boots on the ground and a couple more pair of hands, she approached me and said, hey, instead of retiring, why don't you hang in there a couple more years in the workforce and come to the Ayers Foundation and be an extra leader to help us move through this transition. So being a vice president of nursing, I've done a lot with social work model. I led the behavioral health initiative. And if you don't know much about operations, I will give you a quick lesson that operations is a really fancy word for dealing with problems every day. And whatever the flavor of the day is, how can we get it done? So I'm very comfortable in this space. So that's how I got here. I have been shocked and very pleasantly surprised of the parallels and how comfortable I have felt working with the counselors, because it is a lot. It's a caring profession. It's a counseling and mentoring type of profession. And there's a lot of parallels, and everyone, of course, has made me feel very welcome.
Now it makes sense as to why the end of my title is IT operations, dealing with problems as they come around. Okay, now
There you go. You caught me.
I'm starting to get it. Yes, you've been critical in helping us make this successful at a large scale. Looking at, almost a faith-based parable, when he trusts you with a little and you take care of it, then you know that you can be trusted with a lot. And we did, and I won't even say that we had a little before, because being in 5 schools is nothing to sneeze at. But putting the care and love that we put into our 5 schools prior, and then adding Missouri, and adding, Lawrence County with Rooted, and then expanding now with this rural expansion, it's been critical that we look at how to make this large, how to put the operations in place that can make this replicable, because for a little while there was a couple people in a couple different roles that had multiple roles, and that we could not leave that there for too long. We couldn't exist maintaining all of these new schools without putting that infrastructure there. So it's been amazing. And I'll tell you, you talk about a team atmosphere, and I don't think there's a better example of our training that we had, our quarterly training just a few weeks ago, where we all got to be together in the same building for the first or second times since the pandemic, where we all got to get together and have a training, and just seeing, some of the senior counselors getting the chance to teach, the volunteers that we had to even lead those sessions. Everyone was so excited to kind of pass on and mentor. And I have to say, the one thing that surprised me was that I don't think I saw anyone that was mad about doing the icebreaker game. I assumed we would have at least a few people that are like, I don't even want to do these icebreakers. But everyone was so excited to hang out together and be in this team. It's been an incredible journey this year for sure. I think you're right. I think we're just as excited as these seniors to see them graduate in this new school.
I think you bring up a great point that everybody is sort of trying to, for lack of a better metaphor, peel back the onion of the impact of COVID. We're learning together. We're working through it together. I do think there's common themes that are bubbling to the top. People are ready to spend time together. People are ready to take a little risk and just to start moving forward. And it's time for a new day, for sure. And I think we're seeing that in all industries and across organizations and businesses, and we are no different.
So Jesse brought up the icebreaker game, and I know that this is your first AFSPTV interview, but Jesse and I like to play games. And what we're going to do today is play this or that. And I have never played this with Jesse, and so I would really like to hear Jesse's answers as well as yours, Lorisa, if that is okay with you.
Okay, well, let's do it.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 options, and you have to pick one or the other, okay? You don't have to justify your answer, but you can't pick both. Are we ready?
Ready.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Always Coke.
I knew she would say that, because you're an Atlanta girl, so you have to pick Coke. I love the Braves. Love Atlanta. gonna have to say Pepsi on this one. I do. I'll get thrown out of the South when this goes to air.
I've never been more disappointed in you.
So Mary Lauren, I guess your Coke as well.
Please. Okay. Netflix or Hulu?
Okay, now you've stumped me, but if I have to pick one, I'm going to say Netflix.
I'm gonna agree with Lorisa. I'm gonna say Netflix. Better originals.
A car or a truck?
Let me see. I probably couldn't see over the steering wheel of a truck, so I'm going to say car.
I'm gonna roll with car too. That miles per gallon. You just can't beat that.
Waffles or pancakes?
Ooh.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one because fun fact about me, my favorite restaurant is Waffle House. I think I'm gonna have to say waffle.
I'm going to have to agree with you because I'm a Waffle House fan, and there's nothing better than the little pools of syrup in the waffle squares.
Absolutely, especially with Waffle House, it's the smaller ones. We won't go into the details, but they're better. They're better.
Pie or cake?
I'm gonna say cake.
I'm going to say pie.
Oh, which pie though? What are we talking?
Okay, chocolate pie or coconut pie?
Oh, okay. I can get down with that.
Jesse,
Not changing my answer.
I know. Okay, I respect it. We got dessert last night, but it was pie and it was delicious. We also got cake, which is what she's bringing over. But anyway.
Wait. I think this is an important question that needs to be asked. Cheesecake, is that a pie or cake?
Cheesecake is a cake.
Cake in the name, right?
Okay,
But
I would say cheesecake is a pie, though.
it's in the pie section, but it says cake in the name.
It's a mousse.
Well, it has to stay in the refrigerator.
True, but you could bake it like a cake because, you bake pies too. I've lost all arguments, but I'd probably pick cheesecake over both pie and cake. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know where that lands. That might swing me back
that
over
would
to
be
pie.
its own category.
Okay. Pie,
Okay.
cheesecake, or cake? I'm going cheesecake. Go ahead.
The beach or the mountains?
Beach, always the beach. Just send me there now.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've never been to the mountains. And I'd still
What?
pick it. I'd still pick it over the beach, though. I don't like to.
Where are you from? Where do you live?
I'm in West Tennessee, and so I'm not in the beautiful East Tennessee where there's mountains. I'm in very flat plains land, West Tennessee.
Well,
And so
don't worry. We can get your mountain fix in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'm
will.
going to have to tell you that we are taking you on a field trip very soon, Jesse.
But I'd pick it over the beach, hands down. I don't like to be hot at the beach. I like to wake up at the beach and drink the coffee, like at the hotel room, and look out and smell it, and then not sweat. So that's me.
So when you go to the movies, do you eat popcorn or candy?
Popcorn, hands down. Fun fact: I worked at a movie theater for my 13 to 16. I worked at a movie theater, and so I still make popcorn in my house. That is movie theater quality. So I'm going popcorn all the way. What about you, Lorisa? Popcorn or candy?
Popcorn. I love salty.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather call someone or text someone?
Neither. I just would rather
not talk to anyone.
She doesn't want to talk.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
I really do. I prefer face-to-face meetings a lot. But if it were between the two, I would say probably call.
Say the same. I'd probably get too anxious about a text because your tone can get lost over text really easy. And I'm a very dry, sarcastic person, so I need it to be a phone call.
I know Jesse's answer to this. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh. Can I make a caveat? Can it be small dogs, or does it have to be just dogs in general?
Cat or dog?
Okay, I think I'm going to say dogs because I'm allergic to cats. But if I wasn't allergic to cats, it'd probably be cats. I'm nervous around large dogs. So if it could be a small dog, it'd be,
You know what's funny, Jesse, is I'm nervous around small dogs. To me,
Really?
little yippy dogs that are more unpredictable to bite you.
Yeah, no, that's true. I've been bit by more small
Oh
dogs than
my
large dogs.
goodness, no, we're
I've
not
never been
getting into that.
I've never been bit by a large dog. I will say that. They make me nervous, but I've never been bit by a large. I've been bit by 2 to 3, probably 3 at least small dogs. So you are right.
Yippy small dogs is what we call
That's right.
Okay, moving on. Socks or barefoot?
them. Socks.
Socks. 100%.
Spring or fall?
Fall.
I'm gonna say fall for allergies. I don't sneeze as much in the fall.
Fall for pumpkins and pumpkin spice and football.
Oh, you were right. I love pumpkin spice. That is.
It's football.
Mm.
Roll Tide.
Well,
no. Okay.
Mary
Sweet
Lauren,
or
can we
sour?
cut that out? Can you mark down this time slot so we
We're
know
gonna
where
move
to
on.
we
We're
know where to cut out.
deflecting that. Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Go back just a minute though. You lived in Knoxville for a long time, and you're gonna say Roll Tide. You're gonna look at honestly
Yes.
that roll.
I will have to say that being a graduate of ETSU, I was not a UT fan. You know, when you go to ETSU, you're not all about the Go Big Orange.
Okay,
Everybody gets sick of hearing about it all the time. So I
that's
had
fair.
one child went to UT and one child went to Alabama.
We know which one's the favorite then. We'll tell them not to watch.
Okay, Jesse, this is going to be really difficult for you. Lipstick or lip gloss?
Chapstick?
There you go.
Lipstick.
All right, this is my most controversial one because I'm very passionate about my answer.
Mm.
Would you prefer clicky pens or pens with a lid?
Pins
Clicky
with a
pen.
lid. No, pins with a lid. 100%. Every time.
You take your pens with a lid and your Pepsi and go.
I can't help that I'm a classier person. I can't stop myself from having an amazing Pilot V5 precision pen with the lid that
They
comes
have them
off.
in clicky version.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes when you're unsophisticated and you're like, I really need a Cash Express pen, then you go ahead. You get your clicky pens and you go ahead. Some of us take the time to take that lid off and put it on the back of the pen. Or if I'm feeling crazy, I'll even set it aside. True story.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Moving on. That's the end of my game. I know all of you much better now. And thank you for participating. Jesse, I think you have a game for Lorisa.
I do. Something we have played. We're in a class that we're taking. We meet once a month with Harvard educators, and they wanted us to do this thing, 2 truths and a lie. And so before every class, they bring up 2 or 3 people and they say, give us your 2 truths and a lie. And I'm going to be honest, it's been so long, I'm afraid for them to call on me because I don't know what 2 truths or lie I even gave them. But I would love, Lorisa, for you to do this with us currently because we're going to guess. So Mary Lauren and I are going to guess which one is the lie. Tell us 2 true things about you, 1 thing that's a lie. Mary Lauren and I will guess. Mix up the order. It can be in any order you like.
Okay. Gotta put my poker face on.
Okay.
Let's start with I have never been to Washington, D.C., our nation's capital.
Okay.
Okay, here's another one. I once won an air band contest performing the Kiss band.
Okay. Air band. The Kiss band.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am a very distant but blood cousin of Dolly Parton.
And a very distant but blood cousin of Dolly Parton. And Dolly's from that area, so that's a very believable thing. I could see it.
I feel like the kiss is very specific. So that's probably true.
Can I ask a qualifying question to the air band?
I think that's against the rules. But yeah, you can ask.
No, I'll wait till after we guess, and then
Okay.
I'll ask my question.
I have my answer.
I think think I have mine. Okay, Mary Lauren, what's yours? What's your guess?
I think that you are not distant cousins with Dolly.
I think that you have been to Washington, D.C. What's the true answer? What is the lie?
The lie is that I'm a very distant cousin
Oh,
of Dolly Parton.
oh, it had just enough believability in it. To me, it was kind of like Kiss. Now, okay, so my qualifying question, what song of the Kiss band did you play to win this contest?
I was made for loving you, baby.
Oh, fantastic song. Fantastic. And can you tell us, for band, did you play all the instruments or did you specifically pick drums or guitar?
I was the drummer.
You were the drum. I'm a drummer. Look at us.
I was the drummer, and I performed with the Ayers president, Janet Ayers.
What did she play? Did she sing or play guitar?
She sang.
That sounds like our fearless leader. That is amazing. That is amazing.
I
Well,
think that we need to stir up the band because, I showed Lorisa Jesse's rendition of Your Body is a Wonderland.
I can perform. It is I would almost say a comedy musical act, because it's funny how good I am. But thank you. But no, so an Ayers band is in the works. You be ready. Because if I play guitar, I'm going to need you, Larissa, on drums. So if you can air
Okay.
drum, you can real drum. That's a true statement.
Okay. I think our Kiss, we just wanted to do the makeup and thought that was fun. We didn't really think through the whole singing part.
I mean, that is honorable makeup. I will say that. That is a good touch. That's probably what put you over to win too. The dedication
Probably.
to the makeup. I can
Yep.
imagine so. Well, Larissa, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you guys are out and about visiting some of our expansion schools. We will take it from here, and AFSPTV is going to, I guess, do a little bit of intros for our counselors at these new schools. We're going to interview them, introduce them to, I guess, YouTube, our app, and all the students. They have been working for a while. We let them get settled before we started embarrassing them with these types of games, but it has been a blast with this interview today. Thank you so much for joining us, Larissa. And as always, with AFSPTV or Live from the Laundry Room, I've been Jesse, and my partner in crime is Mary Lauren. Thank you, and have a great day.